Yeah. Thank you for being part of this program today. I am Professor Kumbo Marcantoni, and I am on the journey with you for change. Last time, in the last session of our discussion, we actually discussed and came to a point where we're supposed to understand how change is supposed to be affected. We understood the importance of our thoughts, the importance of our emotions. We understood what our personality is all about, which we said a personality has to do with what we think, how we feel, and the actions we take that makes our personality. And we discussed about the various habits, how to change. We talked about change simply means breaking down old habits and building new ones. And I said habits are kind of unconscious, redundant thoughts, uh, emotions, behaviors that we acquire repeatedly. And if we have to break down those particular habits, deal with certain kind of thoughts, deal with certain kind of emotions, then that is how change comes. So if you have to actually get to change, you begin with dealing with the thoughts that enter your head, the way there's need for thought management, and you cannot actually manage your thoughts being in the same state of mind in which you were in when those thoughts were in your head and when you build the various habits. So you must become purely consciously aware of the thoughts you think, of the emotions you possess, of your various actions and the habits that you have developed along time. If you do not master those, if you are not aware of them, you can change them. So the period of mastering these thoughts, there is a way, and that is what we'll be discussing today. We want to change, want to make a difference, want to become the people or the persons that we actually desire. And I would say this model of change which I'm talking about is a creative model. It's not a classic model of change which actually was depending on cause and effect, which you have to wait for something outside to happen in your life for you to change. No, this one, you initiate the change that comes into your life. You initiate the change that actually happens in your life. You are at the helm. You decide the kind of thoughts that you think in your mind. You decide the kind of things you do and the kind of person you want to become so that you can choose the kind of life you want to live. And you know what? A lot of us live life by default and things just happen and we accept them the way they come. But this particular program is to help you choose to design the kind of life you want to live, the future you want for yourself. So you become the creator of your own future. You become your own prophet. You decide the kind of activities that happen in your life daily. You do not just see it and things happen by default. That kind of lifestyle where you live and things happen in your life by default is not what you should encourage. So we need to get to understand this. So how do we get to stand and become aware and conscious of the kind of thoughts, of the kind of uh, feelings, emotions that we possess, and get to master the actions that we take so that we can change them? We are going to be talking today about meditation. I think in one of the episodes, I actually got into meditation and I discussed with us and I told us that meditation has to do, when you look at it from the Kamitic background, ancient Egyptian perspective, it has to do with knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. Meditation is all about knowing yourself. And if you look at it from the Hebrew version, it talks about imagination. Meditation is imagination because in Hebrew it is the word yada, which actually means to imagine, to reflect, to reason, and to ponder. You know, when pondering, you kind of regurgitate on thoughts. And in the Tiberian language, the word meditation simply means to become familiar with yourself. And that is all about knowing yourself. All these two are engineered to know yourself. So if you have to know yourself, you need to get involved in meditation. And that is what we are going to be doing. We need to learn how to meditate. And that is one thing that thank you again. I want to say this. Meditation is not something that will just because they say you should meditate, you will not just get involved in the meditation and you change. It's a whole process. When we talk about this, some people might get to think that it is a kind of quick fix solution. No, it's not a quick fix. You have to be follow the process. It takes time, but every day you get to involve in meditation, you get to realize that you are upgrading. You are getting to become aware of who you are. You're getting to become aware of your thoughts. You're getting to become aware of yourself. And the more you do, you get involved, the more you master yourself. So, what am I saying? Meditation is to know myself. And to know myself, I have a different processes to actually get involved in the meditation. So if I have to meditate, meditation uh, necessarily does not mean that I need to leave where I am, my home, and go somewhere to spend time, like in the Himalayas, or might be to go to caves. No, that's not exactly what that means. That's not all about meditation. Yes, there are those who go to the Himalayas. We are not in India here. There are those who go to caves in. Uh, you go to Egypt, you get to caves, you get to there are so many places where you can get to caves and actually find silence there to meditate, as well as top of mountains to kind of meditate. But here you can do the meditation in your own room, your bedroom, or in your parlor, sitting on a comfortable chair or lying on your bed. So it doesn't take you out of your comfort zone, but you need to leave your comfort zone from your mind. And that is what I want us to look at living separating from your comfort zone in your mind. Because I will say this to you, it is the mind that determines the physical realities of your life. What you think is who you become. The way you see yourself is the way you become. So we need to deal with the inner realities. It is the spiritual that manifests the physical. And we want to understand something. I already told you in the past videos how your thoughts create a kind of electric field around you, and your emotions create a kind of magnetic field around you. And when your thoughts and your emotions are elevated, they create an electromagnetic field working together with the focus attention. They create a magnetic field around you, and that magnetic field is what pulls that thing that you had in your focus attention in your mind, the thoughts you possess and you were focused on. It is that electromagnetic field that attracts those things. So you can choose to stop running after things and start attracting them to yourself by building the kind of mindset that you want and using the kind of elevated emotions that are needed with a focus attention on what you want for realization to take place in everything that you want. So you attract the things you want instead of going after them. So I meditate. When I want to meditate, how do you want to meditate? When you want to meditate, this is what you're supposed to do. Get a comfortable seat, because I'll not like you to lie all the times on your bed, except when it is night when you want to sleep, which maybe you can be listening to affirmations and you fall asleep. That's a different kind of meditation. But when you want to do a meditation where you can transcend your physical body and connect with your higher consciousness, then there is need for you to not lie on the bed so that you should not fall asleep. You need to get into meditation. You close your eyes while you are seated comfortably. There is a way of also sitting. If you take a table chair, uh, you need to sit on the chair without your back touching the back of the chair. So you need to sit three-quarter into the chair. Then your legs need to be at a state of 90 degrees. Therefore, as it goes straight and bent, which implies if it doesn't go 90 degrees, you need to Look for books and put under your legs so that it can fit 90 degrees. Then your legs under, as from your laps, from your knee cap down to your feet, it should be at a 90-degree position. Then, once you are seated like that, you need to take your fingers. Your four fingers need to be on your knees downward. And when that is, you put that, you stay calm, your eyes closed. Then you begin to scan your body. You begin body scanning, and you scan your body beginning from your feet. You get to look at your feet. You sense your feet. You sense your feet. You become aware of your feet. So you need to sense and become aware of your feet, and you can even see it fits in your mind, not with your mouth. You climb up your chin, as your chin bone, or you call it your chin. Your shin should also become the focus. From your shin, you have your kneecaps. Your kneecaps, you have your laps. Your laps, you have your ribs. In fact, you go with hips first. From hips, you go to your ribs or your chest, your stomach, your abdomen. All this area becomes, you have to be sensitive about it. So you are scanning yourself with your eyes closed. That is go up to your chest, your neck, then your head. With that, what you are doing is you are struggling to direct and bring down the brain waves. You need them to come to go down from, because learning is not done when your mind is at a better wavelength. You have to bring down the wavelength so that it can come to the alpha wavelength. When it's at the alpha wavelength, then at that point, you can start learning. When you have scanned yourself over two, three times, then that is what we call convergent focus. You now need to go divergent focus so that your mind can get to lose its capacity to see anything it knows to think of. You are separating yourself completely from the three-dimensional world. What do you need to do? Your thoughts, your mind needs to be focused now to space. The space around your room, the space beyond your room, the space beyond the earth, the space beyond, you can keep on going, galaxies, the universe. Then at that moment, you become just an awareness, consciousness, no more. Your body is not involved because your body is left with the earth. And at that level of meditation, you now can start redefining who you want to be, because the moment you have left all that, you can be able to scan through and you see yourself. Maybe you can get to the past. You go to the past, you look at the various emotions that have been animating you, you look at the various thoughts that your brain has been holding on to, you look at the habits that you have been holding on to, how they were formed, you start breaking them down. Then, when you break this down, you come back, because in your mind, you can get to your past, fix your past, come back to the present, and get to the future. You create the kind of life you want for your future, and you come back to the present and start living like the life you have created in the future. So it begins with you breaking down the habits, and it is a constant thing. You should not do it one day and you give up. You do it continuously. Then you start visualizing in the midst of your meditation. You visualize the kind of future you want. That's determining it, and let it become a vivid image in your mind. The funny thing about your brain is that your brain does not know when you are visualizing what is real and what is not. As long as it sees the images, it records them and it uses them just like images that it saw. and they become a reality. And those images and real life of yours can be transported into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what is embedded into it. It gives you back what it sees. And that is the process through which you meditate and fix yourself to become a better you. The truth is that during the period of meditation, you relax your mind. If you used to suffer from uh, high blood pressure, you realize that it brings down your blood pressure. If you used to suffer from, let's say, different kinds of tension and all that, it comes down. So those are some of the ways to actually train yourself to become a different version of you. And we are going to continue to discuss deep in this. It's very important. Thank you very much. Namaste.